Welcome back to Joe's Stun of Boxing. I'm going to read you an article. This is in something called the NDTV World, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I'm kind of a news junkie, so I skim through all these pages and I never know which is which. But the title of this article is Canadian Boxer Withdraws from Championship After Discovering Opponent is Transgender. I'll read you the article. A female boxer, Katia Bissonnette, allegedly withdrew from a Canadian championship match upon discovering that her opponent, Maya Walmsley, is transgender. Bissonnette opted out of facing Walmsley, who is biologically male, in other words a man, after learning about Walmsley's biological sex just an hour before the 2023 Provincial Golden Glove Championships last month. This report comes from ABC News. My coach suddenly took me aside and told me he received information by text message which he had then validated that my opponent was not a woman by birth. In other words, he's a man. Miss Bissonnette told Redux, whatever that is. Miss Walmsley secured victory by default as officials were unable to locate another boxer in the corresponding weight class. Hailing from Saguenay, Miss Bissonnette referred to a 2020 strength study conducted by the University of Utah to elucidate her choice to withdraw. According to a study, a male blow has 163% more impact than a woman's, even adjusted for weight, Bissonnette said. She argued that biologically female athletes, in other words females, should not have to endure the physical and psychological risks, quote unquote, brought on by an opponent and identity, in inverted commas. However, Miss Walmsley was not happy about Miss Bissonnette's decision to withdraw. She says, rather than turning to me, my coach, or the Quebec Olympic Boxing Federation for more information, she decided to turn directly to the media to out me. That's what Walmsley wrote in a statement. This kind of behaviour puts athletes at risk of being excluded or receiving personal attacks based on hearsay. Miss Walmsley suggested that Bissonnette's allegations might be employed to undermine the legitimacy of transgender female athletes and support specific regulations. The boxer advocates for mutual trust among athletes regarding gender identity. Reportedly, Miss Bissonnette asserts that the Australian athlete would have been ineligible to participate in a women's category in her home country. Walmsley would have boxed as a man in Australia, Miss Bissonnette alleged. In Quebec, on his file, it is mentioned that he had 0 fights as a woman. The correct use of pronouns, in my view, there. Reportedly, Miss Bissonnette holds the view that sports categories should be restricted to separate divisions for biological males and females, in other words, males and females. This perspective appears to resonate with government leaders across the nation as 9 Republican governors urged NCAA to reassess its policy on the inclusion of transgender athletes. In a letter last month, the NCAA has a chance to guarantee an environment where female college athletes can thrive without the concern of inequalities, the governors wrote. We trust that you also want to guarantee that such an environment, but this policy shows the NCAA to avoid responsibility for ensuring the fairness of collegiate sports. Therefore, it must be changed. I got there in the end. All right, look, I've made videos about this before. We're not talking about, wanting to be nice, friendly, lovely, fluffy, egalitarians fight. This is not about equality. This is not about being being inclusive. These are contact sports, okay? And if you get smashed in the face, it hurts, and you bleed, and you get broken bones. And people in this sport of boxing or any contact sports, but mostly boxing, they die, they get killed sometimes, okay? So this is not the arena to spout a load of wannabe fantasy, narcissistic, infantile drivel about how men can be women and, they should be able to fight other women because really, we're all women. No, you're not. You're a man. You're a male. Your muscle mass is different. Your bone density is different. Let's cut the bullshit here. Please, let's cut the bullshit before people get killed. Or should I say more people get killed, okay? If you want to have your little fantasy vision of, we can simply state what our identity is and be whatever we want to be and wave magic wands and it's all Narnia. If you believe in that crap, if you actually want to live in that world, you can live there. But you need to do it without endangering other human beings, okay? So I support, as much as I loathe the idea that I could agree with Republican governors over anything, and I loathe the fact that, I have to agree with Maurizio Suleiman and the WBC. I agree with them. I agree with them on this point. This nonsense has to stop. This is a contact sport, extremely dangerous. Cut the bullshit. That's my message. So, okay, what are your thoughts? Leave them below, etc. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button if you don't mind. Much love to all of you. Let me know your feelings and I'll watch them and comment and answer. Thank you. Bye-bye.